Hey, what's up everyone? John here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Spanish program from Rocket Languages. I'll cover pricing, how the Rocket Spanish program is structured, what to expect from the lessons, and of course, what I like and what I don't like. So if you keep an open mind and stick with me to the end of this video, it should be everything you need to figure out whether Rocket Languages is the right choice for you to learn Spanish. So if you're ready, let's get to it. Okay, welcome back. I should just mention up front here that since I'll just be focusing on the major items in this video today, if you find you need more detail at any point, you can always check out our full detailed written review on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight Rocket Spanish Review. Okay, so let's kick this review off with pricing. Rocket offers 3 different subscription options. You can purchase their Level 1 course for $150, their Level 1 and 2 courses for $300, or you can purchase all of the levels 1, 2, and 3 for $450. This pricing model varies from most of Rocket's competitors who offer a month-to-month subscription plan. With Rocket, you're essentially paying up front for lifetime access. So from that point of view, yes, Rocket Spanish is more expensive than competitors like Babbel or Pimsleur. But really, if you compare the 12-month or lifetime subscriptions between all the different companies, Rocket Spanish is right in the same ballpark in terms of pricing. Plus, the prices I mentioned a minute ago are a little deceiving. Those are just the MSRPs. Really, Rocket is almost always running some sort of deal or special promotion. In fact, as I'm filming this video, they're offering $50 off. So be sure to check out the description below for coupon codes. I'll drop any current discounts that I can find down there for you. Also, I should mention that Rocket Languages does offer a free trial, so you can always test the waters before fully committing, as well as a 60-day money-back guarantee if for some reason you're not satisfied. And by the way, we work really hard to produce honest and helpful content, all totally free. So if Rocket Spanish does end up being the right choice for you, we'd really appreciate it if you would use those links listed down below in the description. That's how you can support our channel and allow us to keep creating helpful videos. And if it turns out that Rocket Spanish isn't the right match for you, it's no problem at all. It doesn't matter to me what language learning program you select, we have a ton of other helpful reviews that you can check out. Okay, so now that we've covered pricing, let's talk about how the Rocket Spanish program is structured. As I mentioned earlier, the program is split into 3 levels. Each level contains 5 to 10 modules, and within each module, there are around 5 interactive audio lessons and 5 language and culture lessons. So that's really it from a 10,000-foot view. You have 3 levels, several modules per level, and each module is comprised of around 10 or so lessons, which range from around 15 to 40 minutes in length. And then following the lessons, you're prompted to complete several reinforcement activities that take around 5 to 10 minutes each. So overall, to complete each lesson, you're looking at around an hour or so from start to finish. And the nice thing with Rocket Spanish is that you can jump around from module to module or lesson to lesson. You're not forced to follow a strict schedule. Alright, so enough about the structure of Rocket Spanish's program. Let's dive into what the lessons themselves are actually like. So to start each module, you begin with the interactive audio lessons where a moderator speaking in English walks you through a Spanish conversation step by step. The moderator will start by explaining what the goal of the lesson is, cover why you're learning it, and then set the stage for the upcoming situation and conversation. Then you'll dive into the actual conversation where you listen to native speakers converse. And every few sentences, the moderator will stop to explain what you just heard, provide pronunciation tips, grammar explanations, and most importantly, ask you questions to have you participate in the conversation and keep you engaged. So essentially, think of these interactive audio lessons as guided native conversations. And as you progress through modules and levels, the English moderator slowly fades towards the background as you get more familiar with the language. And one of the nice things about Rocket Spanish's audio lessons is that they provide a rolling transcript of the conversation as well. That way you can read and follow along as you listen and interact with the native speakers. And then after the audio lesson is over, you can elect to replay the entire conversation and instead take the place of one of the native actors for even more practice. And the neat thing here is that the company's voice recognition technology, which I'll talk about in more detail here in a second, grades your pronunciation throughout the conversation. It's pretty cool. And then to finish out each lesson, you then review what you just learned in the guided conversation through several short reinforcement exercises. This includes variations of flashcards, speaking drills, writing drills, and quizzes. And then after you complete the audio lessons within each module, you move on to language and culture lessons, which cover different grammar rules and insights into Spanish culture. For example, one of the Level 1 language and culture lessons is all about the proper use of pronouns, and within the lesson, it also includes a short culture highlight about using usted as a show of respect in professional settings or to address your elders. And these lessons are sort of like interactive textbooks. You'll read a paragraph explanation, engage with a few examples to ensure you understand, and then move on to the next paragraph. And then just like with the audio lessons, after you're done, you'll be prompted to complete a short series of reinforcement drills and exercises. And by the way, if you want to see some examples of the Rocket Spanish culture lessons or reinforcement drills, be sure to check out our full review. I'll have it linked down below in the description for you. I have screenshots and examples over there so you can get a feel for what to expect. Alright, so now that I've covered cost and you know what the lessons are all about, let's get into what I like and what I don't like about Rocket Spanish after thoroughly testing this program. But before I get to that, I should just mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we give away a free language learning course to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter. Everyone is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description. It'll take you less than 10 seconds, and hey, you never know. You could win a free subscription to the Rocket Spanish program. Okay, so let's start with the things that I really like about Rocket Spanish. And number one has to be the emphasis this course places on conversational practice through their interactive audio lessons. I'm just a big fan. And I'm not just talking about simply listening to individual words or phrases and then immediately repeating them like you do with some of the other language learning programs out there. Instead, the Rocket Spanish audio lessons prompt you to say words and phrases and respond to native speakers in the context of actual conversations. You're actively involved in tracking the conversation, and the moderator of the audio lessons keeps you on your toes since you need to understand what's going on in the situation and respond at the proper times. In my opinion, this active participation is powerful at getting you to recall and use the language under pressure, just like you would in real-life situations. That's the key point here. The Rocket Spanish audio lessons are simulating real-world experience, which really, at the end of the day, is about the best setting for truly learning a new language. Okay, pro number 2. Because roughly half of the Rocket Spanish lessons are audio-based, I like that you can complete these lessons while you're working out, washing the dishes, taking your dog for a walk, or whatever. It's just nice that you don't have to be glued to your computer or phone at all times like you do with other language learning apps out there. Now, if you do plan on completing these lessons on the go or while you're driving, you obviously won't be able to simultaneously read the rolling transcript, but that's not 100% necessary anyways. It's more so a nice added benefit if you do happen to find yourself in front of your computer screen. But really, I think I can speak for most people out there, sometimes you just need a break or change of scenery. So overall, I have to give props to Rocket for how flexible their lessons are. It's just satisfying knowing you don't need to stay in one place with your head buried in your phone or laptop. Alright, pro number 3. I like that the Rocket Spanish program makes culture insights and grammar instruction a priority, which is something I can't say for a lot of language learning programs on the market. And the nice thing here is that the Rocket Spanish course accomplishes this in multiple ways. First, as you complete the audio lessons, the moderator routinely stops to touch on different grammar principles and verbally explain the why behind them. And then of course, the bulk of the grammar instruction is delivered through the company's language and culture lessons, which sort of take the form of a digital textbook. But to be clear here, I'm not talking about long, dense textbooks like you're used to from high school classes or something. Rocket does a great job breaking these lessons down into short, digestible chunks. Each section within the lesson is only about 3 to 6 sentences long on average, and within the lesson there are dozens of stoppage points where you can interact with examples and pictures to keep you engaged. So really, it's more like a mix between an abbreviated digital textbook and an interactive exercise. Overall, I was just really impressed with the level of grammar and culture insights as well as how the company integrates the material into their lessons. Alright, pro number 4. While other language learning companies like Rosetta Stone and Babbel use their own proprietary speech recognition systems, Rocket Spanish utilizes Google's Web Speech API, which many consider to be one of the most advanced speech tools in the world. So as you complete audio lessons and various reinforcement drills, the Rocket program records your voice and then uses Google to determine the accuracy of your Spanish words and pronunciation. It's pretty cool. Rocket, or should I say Google, even gives you a grade from 1 to 100 on your pronunciation so you can closely track how you're performing. And this is opposed to just a blanket correct or incorrect. Now, to be clear, no voice recognition technology out there is perfect. It's not a one-for-one substitute for conversing with an actual fluent Spanish speaker. There will be times when the tech will give you a perfect grade and you actually pronounced a word or phrase incorrectly, or vice versa. But still, compared to other voice recognition software that I've tested, the Rocket/Google combo is definitely one of the best. Alright, last up here, pro number 5. I like that Rocket tries to gamify your language learning experience. As you complete lessons and drills, you earn points. And then there's a leaderboard where you can keep track of your streaks and compare your progress and performance against other Rocket Spanish users to keep yourself motivated and inspired. And then in addition to the points leaderboard, Rocket also offers certification tests. So as you complete each module, you can choose to take a test based on the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR for short. And if you score at least 80%, you'll receive a printable certificate of achievement, which I know in the grand scheme of things really doesn't seem like much, but when you're trying to learn a new language, every milestone and achievement is a big boost for morale. So overall, I like that Rocket Spanish offers these tools and games to keep you energized and encouraged. Okay, so switching sides to the things I don't like about Rocket Spanish. Number 1, their digital platform and mobile app are just not as eye-catching or sleek as, say, Babbel or Pimsleur. Now, don't get me wrong, they function great. Their app and web-based platform are intuitively laid out, easy to navigate, and fast, and everything else you need. But at the end of the day, the Rocket Spanish user interface is just not as sexy as some of the other language learning apps on the market. Their entire platform kind of reminds me of a website from 2010. But to be fair here, I'm not really sure how big of a deal this truly is. After all, you're there to learn Spanish, so who really cares that Rocket Spanish's dashboard isn't as sexy or sleek as TikTok or whatever the latest and greatest app out there is? Alright, number 2, since the Rocket Spanish lessons are so audio and text heavy, they might not be the best option for visual learners. Besides the small amount of images used in the language and culture lessons, there's really not a ton of visuals throughout the Rocket course, which may be problematic for some people out there. You know, there's certain people who learn best by seeing images and visuals and associating them with the words and phrases they learn. It's just how some people soak up and retain new words. But really, this all comes down to personal preference. Because the Rocket Spanish lessons do have a visual component to them, just not in the traditional manner you're used to. The Rocket lessons rely more on mental imagery than actual visual elements. You're asked to imagine scenarios and situations as you partake in conversations with native speakers. It's sort of the same concept, just in a different way. So ultimately, this boils down to what type of learner you are. Okay, number 3. If you're looking for a Castilian Spanish course, this isn't it. The Rocket course focuses on Latin American Spanish. So if that's your end goal to learn Castilian Spanish, you're gonna have to look elsewhere. I'll go ahead and drop links down below in the description over to a few companies like Pimsleur who do offer Castilian-specific language programs. Alright, last up, number 4, is that the audio lessons, even though they do encourage you to engage and participate yourself, can be a little dry and boring at times. Don't get me wrong, the content and curriculum is on point and there are certainly advantages to engaging in these mock conversations as I mentioned earlier. But I just wish the audio lessons were maybe a little shorter, like 10 to 15 minutes max, and included maybe some light humor or jokes to keep things lively. But I guess at the end of the day, you're there to learn Spanish, not listen to a comedy act, so I'm not really sure how big of a deal this really is. Okay, that about does it for this review. I hope you found it helpful. All in all, I was very impressed with the Rocket Spanish program. In fact, I think it's maybe the most comprehensive Spanish program from top to bottom that our team has tested. With other Spanish courses out there, it always seems like 1 or 2 components are missing. Whether it's audio lessons, grammar instruction, accurate speech recognition, technology, etc. But with Rocket Spanish, the program checks all the major boxes. Sure, I do have a few minor grievances, and yes, the program is a little pricey, but if you're serious about learning the language and reaching, say, an intermediate level, I think Rocket Spanish is an excellent option. I wouldn't be surprised if they land near the top of my best Spanish courses list when all is said and done. And that's all I have for you. I hope this video has been helpful and you learned a little something. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping us a quick comment below. That'd really be appreciated. And if you want to see that full, detailed written review of the Rocket Spanish course that I talked about at the top of this video, make sure to jump over to our website, testprepinsight.com, or check out the rest of the YouTube videos we have on our channel. We have a ton of great content out there. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and we'll see you in the next one.